One of the biggest conspiracies of football isn't going away. So why don't we actually look and talk about the games in question? Because Barcelona's corruption battle, whether they paid referees in the Champions League in between 2005 and 2018, is still ongoing. And there are 6 games in question here. So why don't we just look at the incidents and you lot can make your own minds up whether Barcelona were actually paying referees to get favourable decisions in the Champions League or not. Barcelona won the Champions League in the 2005-06 season. But the first game in question is their first leg of the quarter-final against Benfica. Let's just say, a lot of the times in this match, the Benfica players were looking at the referee like this. Mainly because of 2 incidents. Benfica thought they should have had a penalty here. I know it happens quick, but it's a pretty obvious handball. And here, I know it's grainy, but you can clearly see it hits his arm. Benfica weren't given a penalty for either of these. Koeman, who was the Benfica coach, said after the game if it was in the other penalty area, Barcelona would have got the penalties. He'd find out about that very soon himself. But either way, neither were given, and Barcelona win the second leg 2-0. The next game in question is the next round of that very same tournament. Their semi-final second leg against AC Milan. It had Shevchenko looking very confused. Barcelona had won the first leg 1-0, but Shevchenko tied things up in the second leg. Or so he thought. The goal was disallowed for a foul on Puyol. Puyol wasn't even touched. And it seemed like the referee was just finding any excuse to not give this as a goal. It wasn't given, the second leg ended 0-0. And Barcelona were in the final, which, believe it or not, is our third match in question. Barcelona played Arsenal in the final that year, and as you can see, Jens Lehmann is here getting sent off. But should he have been sent off? Here's the incident. We're not denying that that's a foul and probably a red card, but Barcelona put the ball in the back of the net. It's important to watch Ashley Cole here. The referee didn't blow for a foul, and as you can see, the Arsenal players are kind of fine with it just being a goal. Ashley Cole seems to be in agreement with the referee's decision of goal and no red card. Until the Barcelona players come in. It's clear which one they're pushing for more. And it's pretty logical. You'd rather play the whole game against 10 men and have that advantage throughout the entire game rather than play the whole game 11v11 with a 1-goal lead. The ref changed his mind and Lehmann was sent off. Barcelona win the Champions League that year. Fast forward to 2008-09 and Barcelona win the Champions League again after what was the most disgraceful game in Champions League history. The semi-final second leg away to Chelsea. People bang on about the first leg. Go watch the first leg like I did earlier. There's barely any contentious decisions. The second leg was clear corruption. Chelsea are 1-0 up when Malouda gets fouled, but the referee decides it was outside the box. Later in the game, Chelsea are denied quite a clear penalty as Abidal clearly tugs on Drogba's shirt. Chelsea are still 1-0 up when Piqué starts playing volleyball. I mean, seriously, how do you not give this? I think we might know why. As we know, Barcelona scored in the last minute to go to the final, but there was still enough time for a clear and obvious Chelsea penalty to not be given. I mean, if you're reacting to the referee like this, you might know something's not quite right. Drogba knew. Drogba definitely knew. A season later, more contentious decisions involving Barcelona, this time in the semi-final against Inter, as Thiago Motta was sent off for that. I mean, really, just look at Busquets' reaction. To this day, I'm convinced Mourinho knew what was up that day. But Mourinho's Mourinho, man. Inter clung on to go through by 1 goal. Meaning Barcelona had to wait till 2010-11 to win their next Champions League. Did it come without controversy? Did it fuck? In the round of 16, Arsenal had Barcelona on the ropes and were knocking them out. But look, a bewildered player in front of a referee against Barcelona in the Champions League. Sensing a common theme now. Robin van Persie was shown a second yellow card at a crucial point in the game for this. He was alleged to have kicked the ball away. When you slow the video right down, this is the moment the referee blew the whistle. Nevertheless, Van Persie was sent off, and Barca got the 2 goals they needed after this to go through. I know I said 6 games, but I'm throwing in one more. La Remontada. The greatest comeback in Champions League history, maybe even football history. Or was it? Maybe it never should have happened. PSG maybe were denied a pretty obvious penalty after this handball. Barcelona had 2 penalties this game. This was the first penalty incident. The referee was closer than the official behind the goal to this, but the official behind the goal gave it. For Neymar running into someone's head. Di Maria was then through on goal when he was cleaned out from behind by Mascherano. No penalty. With Barca running out of time and needing goals, the referee just gave them a penalty for nothing. Because seriously, how is this a penalty? And the greatest comeback of all time is complete. So now that you've seen the games in questions and the incidents in question, make up your mind in the comments. Also, Barcelona are not the only team. Other teams are not innocent. Let me know which other teams you want me to cover.